Off Highway 275, tucked in the back of a workshop, sparks fly.
Over the years, my ambitions have grown, and along with the size of the pieces that I create.
Don Gillinella's passion is strong and steely.
I personally like to work against expectations.
If only his hands had the same iron will.
I can't say too much positive about Parkinson's, I'll tell you that.
Diagnosed almost 5 years ago, it's the constant battle for this artist. Keep creating, keep moving, keep it at bay.
I think it motivates me to go on. You know, I've seen people at about my stage of Parkinson's, and they're basically in a wheelchair. I keep pushing forward.
The art he creates is everywhere across Florida and the country.
Without my sculpture, I'd be lost. I really would be. It's everything to me.
As he lives life, he creates pieces literally larger than life.
So I made some smaller ones. This is the most ambitious one yet.
Completing these giants with shaky hands, though?
With great difficulty. Well, I'll show you. I'll weld a few things. It's not easy.
Beside him now, an assistant like Hope, or other artists learning from a master.
It's inspired me as well to be a better person and to not let obstacles hold me back.
Parkinson's can certainly change a person's perspective on life, and often not for the better. But for Don, perspective is something he's been changing his entire artistic career.
I like to think of my art with an element of humor to it, and lightheartedness, and looking at things differently.
Different, but beautiful. He bends the steel to his will, even though the Parkinson's is stealing time.
We're prisoners of our body, and we got to make the best of it. And now my body has become my enemy, so to speak.
Doing these projects brings a steadiness to life the disease cannot take away.
You know, I take things day to day. I know that's an overused phrase these days, take it day to day, but I really take it day to day. I mean, there's some days I'm wondering if I can even get out of bed, so I'm just happy for every day I can get into the studio and work.
In Pinellas County, I'm Erin Murray.
I hope I can inspire people that they too can go on in spite of their difficulties.
Spectrum, Bay News 9.
Hey, help. On the court, it's a very physical sport.
These guys, they get real intense.
We're going out there full force, giving 110%.
The Tampa Bay Strong Dogs move up and down the court, practicing their moves. And right there in the middle of all the action is 20-year-old Carlos Quintanilla.
I've gone through so many challenges throughout my life, and I've overcome every single one of them.
Carlos was born with spina bifida, but 7 years ago, his life took a turn when he learned about adaptive basketball.
I went into the gym and I was just like, wow, this is an amazing sport.
Now that sweat equity is paying off with a college scholarship. This fall, Carlos will be shooting, blocking, and dribbling at the University of Arizona, playing on the school's wheelchair basketball team.
The opportunity is just amazing.
Coach Wayne Bozeman has high hopes for one of his star players.
Carlos is going to give him everything he's got. He'll work hard. He'll do whatever they ask him to do.
I'm coming and I'm ready. Bring it.
Ready to score on the court and in the game of life. In Hillsborough County, Lori Davison, Spectrum, Bay News 9.
The new T&B Classic Cuts Barbershop is an old fixture in town. It's kept this community high and tight for 57 years.
He gets a bald head. Everything gone except goatee.
But today, what's on their heads is not as concerning as what's on their minds after what's been happening in town these last few days.
And what they're doing is tearing up the city, not having concern for their aunts and grandparents who might not be able to go shopping because they done tore up the Kroger's that was near their homes.
But the thing is, we got to get these young ones out here to vote. If they don't vote, you can't say nothing. So Black lives don't matter if you don't vote.
From the storefront window, they see a community of young activists full of potential, hope, and frustration, fighting a cause that's been fought by generations. If there's one thing native son Muhammad Ali taught this city, is how to fight for what it believes in.
That's the thing. We're not going towards the right direction. We're trying to get in the right directions. We're trying to get our kids straight. to get them to respect life. Yes.
Thomas Taylor has lived here all his life. He's seen the city at its best and its worst.
So I can imagine what a lot of these kids are going through out here when they're in the street and what they see, and they adapt to their surroundings. So we have to change their surroundings in order for them to be able to be okay.
In 1968, people rioted in this city after Dr. King was assassinated. Many of the scars from that riot still exist in these empty lots. But they say the city still grew and thrived, and people say it will still grow and thrive after this incident too.
Think Louisville's gonna make it out of this too?
Oh, of course. Yeah, we rebuild. We'll be back. Yeah, we definitely rebuilding. You know, we'll come out of this just like we come out of anything else. Louisville strong.
Like Ali.
Look at Ali. Like Ali.
There you go. In Louisville, Trevor Pettiford, Spectrum News.
Our lives can be so choreographed. Travel this way, go this fast, move, stop. Adding coronavirus stresses,
it was really tough.
It can all just feel so lonely, separate.
Because for 3 months, dancers were pretty much confined behind a Zoom screen.
That needed to change, which is why choreographers Andy Scott and Amanda Saradsky created Dance in a Time of Coronavirus.
But yeah, I think that dance can save the world. I actually think that dance is the thing that humanizes us.
Over the summer, they will have pop-up performances for the St. Pete and Tampa areas to enjoy.
I hope that people reconnect with their sense of humanity. I think it's really easy when we have something like a screen dividing us to feel disconnected from a community.
Also gives everybody a chance to be a part of community again, because I think that's something that's really missing. I feel that that's really missing.
And safety is considered too.
The performance doesn't just happen in one spa with everyone, but stretches down the block, so the dancers can social distance.
Plus, the performances are all outside, giving space for people to walk by, bike by, and just see it from a distance.
I hope that people are able to connect with each other again. You know, there's something so vital and vibrant about live, in-person performances.
A little way to keep us moving and moving forward during a time of coronavirus. In Pinellas County, I'm Erin Murray, Spectrum, Bay News 9.
The arrival of a new baby is a special time that brings any family together.
What a joyous time.
Except when that time is during a worldwide pandemic.
We just wanted to be here. We wanted to be present. Even though we couldn't go into the hospital, we wanted to be here.
So Charles and Lori Fox and their motorhome covered with signs of celebrations had to watch and hope across the street from All Children's Hospital all day, waiting for word of their grandchild's birth. And then, around 2:15 p.m.,
what's the good word?
It's a girl.
It's
and
a
she's
girl.
beautiful.
Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys take care.
Thank you, Doc, for coming out. Wow, great news. Yeah!
Glad that she's healthy, even though we couldn't be in there
Yeah.
with her. That's all we wanted was a healthy baby. And
Right on.
we understand why this had to be this way, but we had to be here to celebrate.
Yes.
and in the end, not even social distancing could keep the Foxes too far apart.
The joy this is all bringing everyone, not just you guys. I love it.
Oh, we're so happy. Everything went really well.
Let me see her again.
Oh, there she is.
Look at those chubby cheeks.
Oh, she's got my nose. Of course you want to be up there. But I got to tell you something, even though we're down here, once I saw that baby, the tears didn't stop. It came just as well. The bond is still there. New granddaughter.
It's a bond people walking and even driving by seem to share with the Foxes.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you.
Because despite these dark times during a deadly pandemic, little 7-pound, 8-ounce Everly Lynn Fox arrived just in time to remind us all that life endures.
She'll live to be 80 years old, and the fact that, you know, we're going to keep going on no matter what hits us as a society. Life will go on.
She loved to go on the boat and anything water, beach.
It's here along Spring Bayou that Bill and Leslie McCallister remember watching dolphins with their daughter Taylor, a music-loving mom of twins.
Oh, won't you stay?
But the McCallisters will never see her play guitar in their living room again or get one of those hugs.
And she would say, I love you, Daddy. I love you, Mommy. And I'm never gonna have that again.
3 days before Christmas in 2016, 22-year-old Taylor was found dead in an alley off 63rd Avenue in St. Petersburg. The medical examiner ruled her death a homicide by asphyxiation. No one has been arrested for killing her. 3 men did face charges for not reporting her death. According to police, 2 admitted to picking up Taylor from Robert Butler's home. She was barely conscious, died in the vehicle, then police say those men left her body here. The McCallisters feel one of the 3 should have been charged for her death.
The only person's DNA that was found on Taylor was Robert Butler's. On her neck and under her nails, he had fresh scratches to his face.
A spokesperson with St. Petersburg police told me Butler and Taylor lived together, and that presence of DNA doesn't prove he killed her. Taylor's homicide is now classified as a cold case. This binder has page after page of reports and information about this investigation. The McCallisters have read it hundreds of times.
And I want to read one line to you that I found. Leslie advised the last time she heard from Taylor was on September 2nd, 2016. Taylor sent her a text message wishing her happy birthday.
That's the last text. That's the last contact that I ever had with her.
Taylor struggled during the final months of her life. Her parents say she was addicted to drugs.
She got wrapped up with things and people that she shouldn't have, and it spiraled just out of control.
And that's what they want people to know when they see her picture and hear her story. Her addiction doesn't define her, and someone needs to be charged for taking her life.
She deserves justice for what was done to her. We deserve it. Her girls deserve it. Our family. Somebody has to be held accountable one way or another.
In Pinellas County, Georgia Roman, Spectrum Bay News 9.